I don't think we're gonna make it.
I'm gonna put up a crawl of this.
Oh, we got it. Oh, okay, let me go check it. It is on.
Great.
It's pretty centered.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody. We are here with the weekly Wake Up Show. I'm Colin.
And I'm Andy.
And we have a lot to get to on campus, but I guess we'll first start out about our very exciting weekend.
Sports.
Yep.
That's all we ever do. I know it's boring, you guys at home, but there are so many sports. Is that what you did all weekend? Was watch sports?
Yeah, that's what I did. I heard I heard a stat or whatever, a record, I guess. Thursday was the first day that all of the four major professional sports had a game on the same day ever.
And there was soccer
And
as
soccer
well.
counts too,
And there was a race. Thursday, there were all kinds of things.
Yeah, there was all kinds of things.
So if you like any kind of sports at all, Thursday was the day for you.
That's crazy.
I saw a grid that showed all the different things that are happening on the same day.
That's awesome.
Insane. So we have football back, basketball still in full swing, the Lightning are in the playoffs, and baseball is in season. Incredible.
Yeah.
So the Lightning are up 3-1. Their final game is Tuesday night. Their elimination game. So that's what everybody in Tampa Bay is talking about is the Lightning games. Do you watch hockey?
I don't really watch hockey, but I'll follow it because I know everybody cares about it.
I'm the same as you. I care about hockey, but really it's just an inconvenience to the other sports for me.
Yes. Yeah.
And college football started.
Yes.
So Clemson won.
Yeah, they routed them.
Beat the mess out of Wake Forest. It's
Yeah.
only ACC games that they're playing. The SEC starts next week. I think they're the only two conferences. They're the only two major conferences playing, right?
I didn't. That might be right.
So the Big Ten voted yesterday to see if they wanted to resume their season or not. I didn't see the results of that. My guess is they probably voted it down because if it was yes, I probably would have heard about it.
What happened was they didn't even bring it to a vote. They tabled it and they're going to have another meeting.
Gotcha.
So they didn't even get to the voting yet. So that's not a good sign.
The cases are going down, and that's good across the states. And so some of the conferences are playing football, some are not.
What about Big 12?
Big 12 is not playing. I
I
think.
swore I saw Texas play on Saturday.
Well, you might have seen Texas. No, Texas A&M's in the SEC now, but they haven't started.
No, I swore I saw Texas.
I think I saw Kansas play.
Yeah.
So maybe the Big 10 is playing.
Not the Big 10, Big 12.
Big 12.
Yes.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Yeah. Maybe the Big 12 is playing.
I think so.
Huh. Okay. Well.
So I think there's 3 of those.
We'll figure it out as we go. We have another Game 7 in the NBA. Colin, I'm sure, is very excited about that.
Yeah,
Right?
Game 7's the greatest thing on the planet. So we watched the Game 7 on Friday. Right, it was Friday, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And we watched Boston and Toronto and
In the NBA.
yeah, the NBA. That was a really good game. So I'm pretty excited for and as many Game 7 NBAs as I can get in my life. I want to have. That's how I feel. So sometimes people are like, oh, why are you cheering for this team? I was like, I'm cheering for whichever team that doesn't have the 3 wins yet. Because even like my favorite team, Golden State, I want and when they're in the playoffs, I want every series to go to 7 games. I want to see Game 7 with my favorite players every single time.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
So when you watch college, what teams do you support in college?
What teams do I support for college basketball or college football?
Doesn't matter.
Well, college football, I am usually on the side of USC because I was born in California, and I don't know, I just always had them kind of as one of my teams that I liked. But then again, I just love players, so I'll find players that I like, and I'll follow those players. And then in the men's basketball, my dad is a professor at Indiana State, so that's my mid-major team. I mean, he goes to every single game. He hasn't missed a game in years.
Oh,
My
wow.
sister's the same way. They go together to every game. They live right there. They don't miss a game for a blizzard. They don't miss a game no matter what. And my grams goes too. So anyway, so Indiana State is definitely a team that I root for as far as in the mid-major arena. And then in the regular men's basketball, I like Syracuse a lot. Sometimes I like watching Jim Boeheim. I love the fact that he's gotten away with playing a 2-3 zone for 45 years,
Yeah.
and he still is successful.
Yeah.
Like that's just interesting stuff. But
well, you're all over the board with college sports. That's
Yeah.
really interesting, though, that your family loves Indiana State.
Yeah.
Your dad teaches there, you said?
Yeah, he's a teacher. Yeah, he's a
Professor.
Yeah.
Professor. And how long has Indiana State been a part of your life?
Oh man, like he's been a professor there since I was like 6th grade, and he's got his doctorate there while I was in elementary school.
So it's been 20 years basically that
Yeah.
Indiana State's been a part of your life.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I got my master's there. I did in high school. I did each summer. I did this kind of student program for high school students. That was like an honors program, and I got to work with a professor and did all kinds of stuff with that. So I was a graduate assistant coach there. So when I was a graduate student there, I was also a coach for the team. So Indiana State is, yeah.
Now, growing up, how close did you live to campus?
My dad still lives in the same house. It's 20 minutes away. He actually lives in Illinois.
Oh, right.
Because Indiana State is right on the border. So he makes that travel. And this is the funniest thing ever. In Terre Haute, this is the separating line for time. So the Indiana and Illinois state line. So Terre Haute is always an hour above Illinois. One is on Eastern time, one is on Central time. My dad and my sister still to this day fight, and my sister always comes to something an hour late. Because my dad refuses to accept that there's 2 different times, and because he works at Indiana State, he only goes by, we call it Indiana time, Eastern time.
Right.
So he'll say, okay, I'm having a barbecue at 6, and this is at his house, right? And so Courtney thinks it's at 6 Illinois time, so she shows up at 7 Eastern, and Dad's like, well, where are you done eating? And they live like 3 minutes from each other. He could just call her or whatever, but he specifically, it's the principle of it. I've never changed my time. And she always is arguing. It's still, I still get calls about how they plan things. And it's been 20 years of this.
That is family right there. My family does the same thing in that my father will not drive on a toll road ever.
Oh.
He hates toll roads. He will go an hour out of his way to avoid tolls. My grandfather, when he was alive, loved toll roads because it saved him time and he could drive faster.
Yeah.
And so no matter what was happening in the world, when my father would describe the toll road to anybody else in my family, it was always, the toll road's terrible, there's always wrecks, the toll road was backed up. And my grandfather would say, oh, there were no wrecks, we went fast, I saved a lot of time. No matter what was happening on the actual road, that was the story that came out.
That's funny.
It was amazing in their own minds. They would just spin it. I think all families have those sort of quirks that are just ingrained in you.
Yeah.
So what do you think about me? Do you think that I prefer toll roads or not prefer toll roads? Because I was raised by my father, but I idolized my grandfather. So how do you think that affected me?
I think that you prefer toll roads in general because you see that the value of them is worth the efficient travel.
You're absolutely right. It doesn't bother me to pay $1 to go faster to get somewhere easier. It's crazy to get mad over $1.25 and to change your whole life. And I thought that at a very young age. I thought that my father was being ridiculous and being illogical and driving so far away. I can remember being about 7 or 8 and telling my dad that I would give him some money of my allowance so we could get there 15 minutes faster.
Yeah. Well, there's a time value to money.
Exactly.
You know, and you got like there'll be people who will be like, "Oh, I don't want to sell it yet," and I'm like, "Well, if you have something that maybe like a collector's item, like I had Kobe Bryant cards, right? And when Kobe died, I sold them all this spring, that because I didn't feel like the demand for them would ever be higher. I've had some of those cards since I was in 6th grade. I remember trading for one of those cards on the blacktop outside during recess, and it was very sentimental to me. It was a very important Kobe Bryant rookie card, and I as soon as I knew the value was highest, I sold them. You know?
Yeah.
And so I just
he's the king of rationale, right?
Yeah, and man, it was like a brief, fleeting moment when I packed them up and sent them to the guy who bought them, where I felt a little bit like, oh man, I'm defined. Like I've looked at these cards 1,000 times, and then I didn't think about it anymore. I had the money, and I was good going.
Take the money and run.
I took some of that money, and I bought more cards so I could try and get a Zion Williamson rookie card.
Yeah.
So
take the money and is what some people would say.
Yeah.
Because we just wrapped up our walking competition. Absolutely. So we want to apologize about our technical difficulties last week. The internet has been going in and out terribly in the last month, I would say. So we appreciate you sticking with us. But we want to give you an update on our step challenge.
Yeah.
Westminster Palms absolutely destroyed it in the Westminster Communities of Florida Step Challenge. What was the name of the challenge?
United We Step.
United We Step, sponsored by Westminster Communities of Florida and Orlando. All Westminster communities in the state participated in it.
Yep.
And how did we do?
We did fantastic. So we had hundreds of employees, and I think somewhere near 500 almost or something. I'm almost certain that was the number. And Westminster Palms, out of all those hundreds of employees, 4 of the top 5 spots were Westminster Palms employees.
4 of the top 5.
Yeah. So we have the number 1, the champion right here. Then we got 3rd place with Nellie, 4th place with me, and 5th place with Jill. So, just a lot of good stuff out there. A lot of good examples on campus.
And in case you're wondering, I went ahead and did send an email to the number 2 person and invited them to join our staff so that next time we can take 5 of the top 5.
We've already tried to start recruiting and start boosting the team even stronger. Yeah.
So for the top 5, we also had number 11 and number 12. Number 11 was Dominic, our sous chef, and number 12 was Rich Willer, our executive chef. So we actually had 6 in the top 12 as well.
Yeah.
So we did really, really well at Westminster Palms. And let me tell you, I am tired of running. Yeah. My body and my joints are so sore. I'm very tired of running. So let's get to the week. What's going on this week? What do you have going on for us?
Well, first thing I want to mention, if you haven't already seen, Jill is out today. So there's nothing wrong with her. She's perfectly fine. She just took the day, I believe, because she is working on a Saturday this week. So that's the first thing that I have. And then also just a reminder, we are still on a appointment basis coming to the fitness centers. So just make sure you get a 30-minute time spot. If you are interested in that, go ahead and give us a call. We have a lot of people who've already kind of gotten into a routine. I have this spot, la da da. And we are still at maximum 50% capacity. That's what we're maximally allowed, and we're trying to keep it even below that most times. So those are just the main kind of procedural stuff that we're going through on a weekly basis. I think I have about 30 different individuals using just my fitness center every week.